Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all. On the front page of international news, Russia has just won a very big victory. Yes, this case, as I told you earlier, is taking a different turn on the ground. While Ukraine and NATO are bombing Russian territory, Russia is recovering cities and villages. Russia is recovering territories, is evolving. On August 25th, 2025, one of the most strategic and very important localities in Ukraine has just been recovered by Russia. Russia even managed to raise its flag. As you can see from the picture, this is the holiday in Russia because this locality represents an extremely strategic locality. It must be remembered that this is in the Dnipro area. And you know the Dnipro, it's but it's the fifth franc that Russia opened just recently, 2 months and some. Well, a month and a few, that was of course before I went on vacation. We talked about this part regularly. If Russia manages to recover the entire Dnieper, that is to say up to the Dnieper River, and behind it it's over, it's that Ukraine is over. It would be half of Ukraine that would be in Russia's hands, and then a half that facilitates the control of the other part of Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, in the context of this video conference, it is obviously this news that we will talk about. There you go. But before I continue, I make a solemn appeal to our Guinean compatriots. Wherever you are, anywhere in the world, you follow me almost everywhere. So we have create the political party of citizens in the service of the Republic. We are resolutely committed to the upcoming elections, be they presidential or legislative. Presidential elections for which I am a candidate. So join us, join the party. So let's put our power synergies together here and now. I leave my WhatsApp number to my countrymen. Who wants to join the Citizens Party in the service of the Republic? I leave my number plus that of my Chief of Staff. That's it, and for all other Pan-Africans who wish to support our political dynamic, you can also contact me. All donations will be welcome. We are in full preparation for the upcoming elections. We should change the situation in the Republic of Guinea. Our predecessors have already done everything. They did their best. This is our time, this is our moment. Share the video conference. Please put your different opinions in comments. Leave a lot of likes. And if this is your first time coming across my video conference, thank you for subscribing then. And so the official announcement has been made. Let's go into the depths. The announcement was made by Russian military authorities and images were circulated everywhere. Videos, but as you know, I can't put videos here since there are copyright issues. The platforms we use have copyright issues. The videos are sensational. We see the Russian flag, which is here, and it is in the Dnipropetrovsk region. It takes place in the village, in the locality of Zaporozhye. Zaporozhye is different from Zaporizhzhia and Zaporizhzhia. Zaporozhye is different. This is in the Dnipropetrovsk region. So the flag was hoisted in this village located in the region I just mentioned. Earlier, the Russian forces announced that they had hoisted this flag of the Russian Federation. This place is now officially part of Russia. You know that the Russians liberate every day that God makes localities. This is the expression they use to liberate the locality. But it is not in all localities that they risk the flag. When the locality is very important, they risk the flag. And the annexation of Zaporozhye by Russia simultaneously led to the radical change of the map. From the new map of Ukraine and the map of annexations of Ukrainian territories by Russia, they added Zaporozhye to the territory Conti. Zaporozhye is very important. What exactly is it then? It must already be said that in the videos we see images which were published by several media, several channels. The Tamaruse, we see the flag being here, and we clearly distinguish the Russian military who proudly lay the flag in the heart of the locality. So for Moscow, this gesture is symbolic. It is the symbol of a liberation of the zone. They always say, release, release. On the contrary, we will say, it is the symbol of the recovery of the area. Yes. Well, maybe we're going to use their expression, liberate the zone, which means that the path is now clear for Russia. This fifth front that Russia has had to unleash on the side of Dnipro is very important. And when Russia launched this offensive, the world asked itself the question, but what does Russia want? You already have 4 fronts that are open. Why open another 1-5 front? The reality is that front. When Ukrainian defense lines are broken at this level, it opens the way directly to the rest of Ukraine, and as quickly as possible. And that rest of Ukraine, as you can see, is where Kiev, the capital, is. If we are not careful, Russia risks recovering the entire Ukrainian territory, even if Ukraine is also heating Russia on its soil. So,
it must be said that there was one.
Update on the front line. As I said, military cartographer Anatoly Radov integrated Zaporozhye into the zone controlled by Russia. This is a major step forward, and it is a symbol of Russia's strength and power. So,
it must be said that he...
Chilling images depict captured Ukrainian soldiers amid these significant operations. The images send chills down the spine. How did they get their hands on Ukrainian soldiers? It's sad anyway. It's sad. Yes, it's very sad. Therefore, the operation in question is presented as a consolidation of the position in order to prepare for future advances. As I told you, Russia is seeking to advance towards Kiev, towards other localities. But what if Zaporozhye was not annexed, controlled? It was not going to be easy, and for a very long time the army of Ukraine NATO fought to block the road to Russia, but impossible. Russia managed to get through. So then,
It must be said that...
in terms of the implication of this locality takeover, it has a very tactical interest on the ground, since Zaporozhye, I was going to say, is described as an important support point, expanding the Russian zone of control to the east of the region. Like I said, that's its importance. So it is an advance that offers Russian forces a better field of observation and artillery fire to be able to continue the rest of their mission. And this is obviously a planned progression, that is to say a planned progression integrated into a series of small local victories. Each time they take a few small territories, a few small localities. So this is a planned victory, and you will then easily understand why Russia, Vladimir Putin, continues to lead and what his plan is evolving well. It is necessary to recover as much Ukrainian territory as possible. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this was the front page of international news. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I'll get back to you later with new information. It was the voice of your only samurai.